Hello all, welcome to my channel. The topic we are going to discuss today is about Project Zorawar. Let us see what is the current issue that is there in the news. Eye on China threat. Army launches Project Zorawar to deploy light tanks. It is basically a project of Indian Army to deploy light tanks at the LAC region along the line of actual control. Before moving on to the main topic, let us see what is line of actual control. The line of actual control is the demarcation that separates Indian controlled territory from Chinese controlled territory. It is basically the boundary line or the border between India and China. As you can see in this image, this is the line of actual control. Now, let us see what is Operation Zorawar. It is for the induction of indigenous light tanks for quicker deployment and movement in high altitude areas. It is basically a project for the induction of light tanks along the line of actual control in the LAC region. And these tanks are made in India. They are indigenously made. The advantage of these light tanks are they have quicker deployment and movement in high altitude areas like the LAC, which is a mountainous terrain. The reason for introducing these new light tanks is to counter the Chinese threat along the line of actual control. As we all know, last year India had some issues with China along the line of actual control. So, as a part of this, Army is planning to the Army is planning to induct around 350 indigenously developed light tanks. The advantage of these tanks are that they can be swiftly deployed by air, and they are more maneuverable and operationally flexible in the mountainous region. They have high mobility when compared to the ordinary tank, and they can be deployed by air easily. That is their main advantage. Now, let us see more about Zorawar tank. It has a maximum weight of 25 tons. The maximum weight of this tank is 25 tons, and it has the same firepower as a regular tank. Even though it is a light tank, it has the same firepower when compared to a regular tank, and has the ability to shoot missiles. It also has the ability to shoot missiles. In addition to this, it also has artificial intelligence enabled system, integration of tactical surveillance drones to provide high degree of situational awareness, and loitering munition along with an active protection system. It has an artificial intelligence enabled system, and it has tactical surveillance drones which can be used for surveillance to get a situational awareness during a war or a crisis. The tanks will also have a protective shield to counter anti-tank guided missiles. It can also counter anti-tank guided missiles. Moreover, the tanks will be amphibious in nature. That is, it can move both in water and in land. The amphibious nature of the tank is useful when it comes to the Pangong Tso Lake region. Pangong Tso is a high tension area between India and Pakistan. India and China. Recently, China tried to build a bridge along the Pangong Tso Lake, and that was also an issue between India and China last year. Now, let us see the reason for the name Zorawar. It is named after the legendary Zorawar Singh. It is named after a person named Zorawar Singh. He is a military general who served under the Raja Gulab Singh of Jammu. This tank is named after Zorawar Singh, who is a military general who served under Raja Gulab Singh of Jammu. Now, let us examine the reasons for inducting this project. During the ongoing standoff, the Chinese last year had inducted light tanks at various forward locations along the LAC, especially in the LAC region. So, during the last year India-China standoff, Chinese introduced various light tanks along the line of actual control. So, the Project Zorawar is a move by the Indian Army to counter those light tanks introduced by China. Countering the Chinese tanks, India deployed T-90 and T-72 tanks. The T-90 weighs about 46 tons and T-72 tank weighs about 45 tons. The problem with T-90 and T-72 tanks is that their weight is heavy. So they have less mobility when compared to the light tanks that was introduced by China. So to counter this, Indian Army has been pushing the government to start or to speed up Project Zorawar so that we can introduce our own indigenously made light tanks along the LAC region. And by this we will be able to gain a strategic advantage over Chinese during a crisis. So with this, we are ending our lecture. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel and like the video, and write down your feedbacks in the comment section. Thank you.